All right, hello everybody. Sorry for the little bit of a break, but we are back for more Osu Catch World Cup 2025, more round of 32 action this time. We've got a little bit more of a seed disparity. Indonesia, seed 7 versus Vietnam, seed 26. We've got the same commentators here. It's me, Toph Daddy, joined by Amaitu. How's it going?
I am going very well. Still excited to get this one underway. Indonesia, a really, really strong team this year. They are looking poised to make a deep run. Vietnam doing well to see it up here at number 26, and they have quite a few nice players and scores to show for that too. And I think in this early round, we could see some tight battles. Indonesia, of course, do have the advantage with this, honestly, one of the strongest rosters we've seen out of them. Kroneko, Upampan, Nedamaru, to name a few. But Vietnam with some strong players too. Shu and Stardust Prism. And excited to see how this one turns out. And
yeah,
hopefully we're getting to the rolls.
I believe they're already done. We've got the bans already. Finished.
Oh, okay.
Indonesia banned out Nomad 1, Vietnam banned out Hidden 2. I think those are reasonable for both teams. Indonesia doesn't want the consistency kind of to mess with them. Vietnam taking away that low AR hidden. Indonesia, historically an incredible hidden team, and that is no different this year. So getting rid of that makes perfect sense, and DT3 going to be the first pick from Vietnam.
Yep. Not too surprising to see a DT pick from Vietnam. They're honestly a relatively even team, except for, of course, that low AR hidden, which they do struggle quite a lot on. But banning that away is going to mean that they don't have to worry about it at all. And I'm honestly surprised to see DT3 coming out so early. I feel like against a team like Indonesia, a sort of difficult map like this where you need to hold through the diff spikes is fascinating to see out of Vietnam early on, but clearly they've practiced this one up and they feel confident.
Yeah, I mean, you said that you mentioned the difficulty spikes. I in my eyes, maybe as a low-seeded team compared to someone like Indonesia, this might be the way that you kind of want to push them for misses. Like when you have difficulty spikes like this, it becomes much more likely for players just to miss in general. And I think Vietnam in this case is hoping that they're able to hold on well enough to keep up with Indonesia and hope for a few misses. I think that's kind of what I'd be looking for if I was in Vietnam's spot. But with a team like Indonesia, it's a tough ask.
It definitely is, but they're going to fight and give it their all here. Give it their best shot against Indonesia. Vietnam, Shu, Stardust Prism, unsurprisingly, and Aral as well for them. Svenx, Minang, and Kroneko for the Indonesians as we make our way and kind of cruise through this first 400 combo, hopefully.
Yeah, in the previous match, we did see a couple of misses come out in this early section, but ultimately, those did not matter quite as much as what we were seeing in the main KI sections, where that difficulty spike starts to come around.
Yeah, everyone just holding on super well. Nothing of note to start this one off. A few droplet misses from Aral. I think that's only one, so it's just a single droplet in the favor of Indonesia. And,
I mean, even then, I think the spinner might have even evened it out one way or another.
I think so as well. It's looking super close. We're about to get into a part that might change that. Actually, 2 misses here out of Vietnam. Shu and Stardust Prism's Venks. Oh, it's a trade.
Yeah, an even trade on both sides. A few extra misses from both the players on Vietnam, but it is 1FC to 1FC. Kroneko and ARL holding on to the combo at the moment. But a little bit cleaner of drops from Indonesia, and that's going to give them about a 14,000 point lead. But ARL is going to trade with Svenx there, and Kroneko now the only FC on the board, about 20,000 points of lead here for Indonesia as we get into a little bit of an easier section here where we're seeing pretty consistent combos across the board. And now it's just about that last section. The last one is a little bit shorter, so there's less of an opportunity to miss, but also misses matter more. But Stardust Prism going to get a bit of a drop there in the slower section here and give Indonesia a pretty big cushion. Looks like about 2 to 3 misses now.
Yeah. Indonesia, a little bit shaky in that section there, was a little unsure how they were going to come out of that one, but they've done it well. Kroneko here with a superb score, and Shu also finds a drop for Vietnam. That's really going to put the nail in the coffin here for Indonesia. I think Zvenks finds a miss, but the map is going to end out shortly. Really, really impressive performance here in the first point from Kroneko, a player I think we are going to be seeing a lot from as the tournament continues on, and Indonesia take their first point, and it's a break.
It absolutely is. Kroneko with the FC. A couple of 2 misses coming out of Stardust Prism and ARL. ARL, I think, just missing 2 notes in the same spot. So really impressive score from them. A 1 miss from Menang. And Zvenks missing quite a few times, but had some good support from his teammates. And Indonesia going to take a break point right out of the gate. And Indonesia on the board and ready to pick. Looking at their qualifier scores, I mentioned the Indonesia extremely strong at that hit, and especially the low AR side, but their hard rock scores very, very good too. So I could see them going with that hidden one or sticking with the hard rocks just because of how well their performances were.
Yep, but it's going to be hidden. Unsurprisingly, Indonesia going for the hidden pull early on. We know how good of a hidden team they are. Hitting 9th in the qualifiers, of course, hidden 2 a little better, but in general, they are a really scary team to go against on hidden, and this is actually the first hidden that we're seeing in this Catch World Cup. Last 2, last match, both of them being banned, so a new map to talk about, and this is pretty normal hidden consistency, but it is a little swingy. A lot of the patterns kind of snap onto each other, requiring a couple of quick taps, but I don't think hidden players should struggle with this one too much.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then honestly, when it comes to swing patterns with hidden, that can honestly be kind of a good way to track where the movement and where your hyper dashes have to be, because I think that can be one of the hardest things with hidden, is making sure that you don't overdo your hyper dashes, and with swing it's really easy. I think, at least in my opinion, it is.
Yep, in my experience it surely is, but I'm not the strongest hidden player, so that might be a little skewed, but I definitely agree that for a reasonable population of hidden players that is the case. So could see a little bit of over movement, maybe over adjusting instead of just kind of feeling the flow of the map here, but Vietnam, a very difficult task here to take Indonesia down, to bring that breakpoint right back to themselves, and it's early misses here from a new player coming in, Mother Nature.
Yeah, a few early misses there from Mother Nature. The other 5 players holding on very strong, 5 double S's. Stardust Prism is going to find a break as well, and Indonesia already looking very strong on this with a 60,000 point lead. But a Pan is going to drop combo as well as Madoka Aikawa. Mother Nature dropping a few times as well. But just 2 full combos left on the board with Menang and ARL now, the only 2 there. But the consistent misses there from Mother Nature enough to kind of keep Indonesia with a very strong lead. And that FC is now gone from ARL. 1 left on the board. Menang holding on to the double S for Indonesia as that lead skyrockets to 120,000 points now.
Indonesia expectedly taking control of this hidden pick, and Vietnam doing pretty well through Stardust Prism and are up until this point to kind of keep within the realm, but it really was that third player difference through Mother Nature, at least early on. Finding some more combo here now, maybe just settling the nerves a little. Drops again, but yeah, doing well to keep up for a little bit, but it's hard to do so for an entire map against such a potent hidden team. And it's still Minang, by the way, with a double S.
Yeah, halfway through the map, still holding on to the double O's. We had those misses from Pantan and Madoka Ikawa, but they did a great job of recovering from it. Stardust Prism as well, recovering very well from that miss early on, but ARL and Mother Nature having a little bit of trouble sticking the landing, keeping that consistency for up to the 200 combos, and Indonesia just looking like a powerhouse. If Pantan is going to find another drop, but that is not going to nearly be enough here to make a dent in that lead right now.
Absolutely not. And we might, if this last quarter holds up, see an FC here from Minang. An unfortunate drop from Pam, but the lead is 400k for Indonesia. This might be one of the largest blowouts we'll see this entire weekend. Stardust Prism, it has to be said, doing a fantastic job to kind of keep on pace with the Indonesians here, as Madoka Ikawa finds a couple of drops near the end here. So a great performance here from Stardust. And will Minang hold on for this final FC? Indonesia, of course, have the point well and truly secured. And the FC is secured as well. What a performance here from Minang.
FC for Minang, not quite the double S, dropped a few droplets there, and Stardust Prism, I believe, dropping just in one little spot at the beginning, and otherwise getting the reverse choke on the hidden one pick. So really good performance there, but it really came down to the other players in the lobby. Panpan and Madoka, just such strong hit players as well, able to outclass Vietnam there.
Yeah, and it is indeed back to Vietnam's pick here. They have had a rocky start to this match, of course, down the first 2 points, but they're not out. They may be down, but they are definitely not out. They still have points to play for, and they're gonna go for Mixed Mod 1 here, which I think is a pretty good decision. As we said before, lower teams may not have, like we saw, all of the firepower to kind of compete against higher seeded teams who kind of have that 3-man roster on mods. But Mixed Mod gives them an opportunity to put their best mod players in and to really give themselves a chance, which I think Vietnam will do.
Yeah, I am kind of curious to see how the mods shake out here, particularly for Vietnam. Because, I mean, Stardust Prism feels like the right choice for Hidden. It's really Hard Rock and Noma that I'd be a little bit confused about. Looks like Shu and ARL are going to be taking one of each there. But I'm just not totally certain. On the Indonesian side, I'd expect Netamaru to take Hidden, and then they can pretty much do either or with Ipanpan and Zvenx as for Nomad and Hard. Well, maybe Zvenx would take Hidden. In qualifiers, the only maps that Zvenx did play were the Hidden maps, so it's possible that they're taking that.
Zvenx is a very, very nice Hidden player, I'm pretty sure. Netamaru as well. Pretty much their whole roster can play Hidden, honestly. I mean, it's hard to find a weak point, really. They're all swapping around, so who even knows who's going where?
Okay. If I'm guessing right, they're all positioning themselves right. Zvenx is Hidden alongside Stardust Prism. And then maybe Netamaru Noma? No, Netamaru Hard Rock with Shu Hard Rock.
Rock's on the left this time.
Yeah, opposite of what we saw from the Germany and Singapore match.
Yep, Hidden still on the top, and Zipanpan and Aero on the no mods here. Vietnam looking to finally get a point on the board. They've had a rough start, but they're not going to go down without fighting for every single point. And you kind of wait through this slow early section with these stacks. Did see a drop here as well in the last match bit unexpectedly. Everyone holds through as we get into the more technical patterns.
Yeah, and everyone hits 200 combo without issue. No even droplet misses so far. So now it is all a consistency battle. Shu with the first droplet miss, but that's not going to really mean all that much, especially on Hard Rock. But it's all about that consistency from here on out, and no one blinking first yet.
No, they're all going strong for now. 3 FCs, 5 double S's, and a single droplet miss separating these two teams for now here. And it's just the waiting game. We're playing the waiting game. Who will be the first to drop it? Shu in the slow section on Hard Rock. This is something that can trip players out, and it has got Shu in a difficult spot. Indonesia going to take a 1-miss lead.
And here we go, the next difficult part. Shu actually going to find another drop, transitioning into this tech section here. Going to expand that lead for Indonesia to a little bit, probably around 50,000 points once it all shakes out. As long as we don't see any other breaks, and we're still seeing an extremely impressive performance out from Indonesia as a team, but also ARL and Stardust Prism still holding on to the double S's themselves. So the difference right now, only within the Hard Rock players, just a couple of misses from Shu enough to give Indonesia a little bit of a lead, but it's only a couple of misses, and we still have some very difficult patterns coming up in this final TI here. Still plenty of opportunity, and Vietnam doing a good job of keeping themselves within striking distance of Indonesia.
Yep, ARL and Stardust Prism, I was going to say holding on superbly, but it is going to be a drop from that bottom right corner on the Nomad. Ipampan still going strong, as well as the rest of the Indonesian team. They could be on for a 3-way FC here. Shu finding another drop. Stardust with a fantastic combo, but the support is just not there for Stardust Prism. And we're ending the map out. Will we see a triple SC for Indonesia? I think we might just do. Passes 1500, all of them hold on. And it's a 3-way FC for Indonesia. A dominant display, and they take yet another breakpoint.
Yeah, maybe is that the first 3-way FC we've seen?
I think it might be. I don't think we saw one in the previous match. I think we got pretty close multiple times, but there was just a few misses that kept that from occurring. So easily the best team score that we've seen, at least on this stream. Haven't been paying the utmost attention to that Japan Turkiye match, but still nonetheless, what a performance there from Indonesia, and it's their pick too.
Yeah, no more hidden to go with, but like I said, their Hard Rock scores were very impressive as well. So I would hope, and never mind, I'm gonna stop talking. They go with a Mixed Mod 2, which I don't like as a pick, if I'm being completely honest. A 3-way FC, very impressive on Mixed Mod 1. I will give it to them, but this is still within that realm of maybe approachable by Vietnam because of the nature of Mixed Mod, giving their best players the opportunity to do what they're good at.
Yep. I think that's definitely true, but one thing that I'm kind of worried about here for Vietnam is seeing Shu struggle on that Mixed Mod 1. This Hard Rock is a lot more difficult. Of course, it's much more precision based, and you know, as it is mod unfriendly. CS 5.4, which isn't super difficult, but the rating just feels uncomfortable on this map. The density is really low, and even a few light memories, I wouldn't say they're completely memory based, but the Hard Rock players are definitely going to have to look out. Of course, a tough reading challenge for the hidden as well. It's AR 8.6, but interested to see how Vietnam goes here. And we just have one player who is ghosting the match.
Missing.
What is going on here? I think someone is actually not in.
Yeah, Indonesia is missing a player. I don't know what happened in Netamaru, but they were not in the lobby for a second there.
Yep. Netamaru in now, though, so luckily we don't have to delay too long before getting into this next point. Another great song, I have to say as well, Kato here by O2I3. Not sure what happened there, but we're underway now.
We got everyone in there. All 6 players now in. Netamaru and Shu on the Hard Rock, Ipanpen and ARL on the Nomad, Madoka and Stardust Prism on that hidden. So not having Svensson for the hidden this time, Indonesia swapping them out. Vietnam having no one swap out, same team as they had for that mixed mod 1. And we'll have to see how all of this shakes out. Stardust Prism with a rough start there, finding the first miss in the lobby. But you mentioned the Hard Rock is also going to be a point of interest. The low density definitely makes it a little bit difficult to read in certain sections.
Yep, Shu doing well to maintain that FC for now, as well as Netamaru, both keeping up with each other. It, of course, is just going to be that single miss from Stardust, making the difference for now, but Indonesia, their first drop through Netamaru now, and it's suddenly going to swing back to Vietnam. Well, it was, but ARL finds a drop and still going to stay pretty close.
Yeah, Stardust Prism's first drop was well before 200 combo as well, so it should be less than a miss of advantage right now for Indonesia with that trade and miss between Netamaru and ARL. So Vietnam definitely still within striking distance to try and take this if Indonesia does make more mistakes. And we're only about halfway through this map, but Stardust Prism is going to find another miss on that hidden and give Indonesia a little bit more room to work with.
Yep, that drop is really, really painful here for Vietnam. They were doing well to keep in a close distance to the Indonesians, but they're really pulling away now. Another drop from Stardust Prism. Shu and ARL have good combos, but that third player support is simply not there as it is for Indonesia. All of them hitting their stride when it matters. A third left to go, and they're almost up by 100k into the next guy.
Yeah, that hidden performance from Indonesia is super strong. I mean, expected, I think, from a team like Indonesia. But even then, holding on to this FC is Madoka and really being the difference maker, able to take the advantage from Stardust Prism. Netamaru is going to find a drop on that Hard Rock. Shu doing a good job of keeping up and actually beating out the Indonesian Hard Rock player, but a few too many misses from Stardust Prism and ARL to keep themselves close enough in this, and that looks like it's going to be just about 70,000 points of victory for Indonesia, taking them to match point here.
Yep, Indonesia just cruising through this match for now, up 4-0, and Vietnam is going to have to dig really deep to have any chance of pulling this one back. It's, of course, not over until it's over, until the final note has been caught.
Yeah, interestingly,
it's going to be hard.
One FC per mod on that run there. One Hard Rock, one no mod, one hidden. Shu having a very good Hard Rock performance there. Really impressive score from him there.
Yeah, rebounding after that. Maybe a little unexpected performance on Mixed Mod 1 where they could have done a little better. But, yeah, great Hard Rock FC, it has to be said. And honestly, Vietnam, they didn't have a terrible team score, but it's just almost impossible to go up against a team with 2 FCs and a 2 miss. You know, it's yes, really, really tough.
Especially getting that hidden FC on the low AR is just so difficult to go up against. But it is going to be Vietnam's pick. They have the pick of the litter. They have the opportunity to get themselves back in this match on their own terms here. There's a lot left in the pool They did pick DT early, so they might want to go with that, but it's hard to say what they would want to do. I think the biggest thing, just avoid Hard Rock, I think is the biggest one against Indonesia, but after that, I think it's about comfort.
Really good hidden team, and it's gonna be really tough to go up against them on that. And Vietnam are taking their time to really decide what they want. They finally locked down No Mod 2 Island of Orchids by Wangle Line, and we get to see No Mod 2 again, which is just great. We have the unique patterns here by Malai. And honestly interested to see how this one goes. I'm a little surprised to see this one out of Vietnam. I honestly would have expected them to maybe go for a DT again. They did come pretty close on DT3, which is probably the most technical out of the double times and the most difficult, but deciding that their best chance is on No Mod 2 to stay in this match.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see the confidence come out from Vietnam here. If they're picking No Mod 2, I think it really is just about feeling more comfortable on a pick like this and feel like they can be more consistent on it, which I'm excited to see. And in the last match, we saw Germany pick this against Singapore, and Singapore's consistency started really bumping up, and they were able to get some really nice combos and scores. Certainly within the realm of possibility for Vietnam, despite being potentially against the wall that is Indonesia.
And surely everyone has the map, right? Surely everyone's put practice into this one, because
surely
this is for sure a map that you need to get your hands on and get them in good. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult battle, a real uphill battle in terms of who's practiced and who hasn't. I feel like we may possibly see the results of that to come, but I definitely assume that Vietnam has had this one under their belt, had this one practice up, and it is their best shot, they believe, to keep in this at least for another point. Indonesia on match point, but as I said before, it's not over until it's over.
All right, and here we go. Long spinner to start off the map before we get into the quite diverse stream patterns. And here we go. Vietnam trying to stay alive with their No Mod 2 pick. Last chance to stay alive in the winner's bracket. Indonesia trying to close it out here and move on to the winner side round of 16. No one finding any breaks in this early section. Indonesia getting quite the advantage from that spinner, despite having a couple droplet misses on the Pan there. Still have a lead, and Shu is going to be the first drop right after the 200 combo and is going to give Indonesia a bit of a lead, but that's a double miss from Indonesia, and that's 2 full combos now for Vietnam versus just 1 on Indonesia, and that is a 20,000 point lead and growing, but ARL is going to miss as well.
Oh no. It shoots right back the other way. Suddenly Indonesia, that scorebar just flip-flopping around the place. Indonesia back in the lead. It's only around a single minute, but ARL finds yet another drop. And Indonesia up to 50k here now. Netamaru and Kroneko stabilizing in Pan with a fantastic score. A really good combo play, by the way. It's expected to see them doing super well on a map like this. Shu find another drop before too, and it's looking a little bleak now for Vietnam. They don't have that much map left to go, around a quarter. Can they do anything here? Can Stardust Prism take them through? Will Indonesia just simply be too strong? Arrow finds yet another drop, and it's above 100k now for Indonesia.
Looking a little dicey at first for Indonesia. They had a couple of misses all at the same time, and Vietnam was looking like they could possibly take it, but the consistency from Indonesia after those 2 misses starts to really show. and Vietnam not able to hold on with them. 126,000 points of difference right now as we come to the end of the chart, and Indonesia going to complete the sweep 5-0 to move on to the winners bracket round of 16. And Vietnam, unfortunately, not going to stay alive in the winners bracket, but is not eliminated from the tournament and will move down to the losers bracket.
Yep, they still have another chance, and it's, I think, showed good signs here today against Indonesia despite the sweep. I think they showed that they can put up some nice team scores. Obviously, it's a little. I think the score doesn't entirely show that they have some really strong players. That kind of key three in Shu, Stardust, and ARL. ARL around the around the 4-digit mark, who is still performing at a super high level. So excited to see what Vietnam can bring in the future. But here are your winners, of course. Team Indonesia, the 7th seed. They are looking strong. They are looking super dangerous this year, and I'm excited to see how they move forward in the Catch World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be exciting to see that. But with that finishing up, that's going to be it for this short block of matches. We'll have more coming up for the Saturday set. And the next one looks like it's going to be Chile versus Spain in just about 2.5 hours. So going to be a very exciting match coming up. You will not want to miss it. You have anything else to say before we sign off until then?
I would like to say that, of course, the banners are available in the store to go get. So have to do a little shout out, a little plug in to go and get your banners, go support your favorite teams and the game, of course. Please make sure to go do that if you can, if you're able to. It's awesome to see them. They look really, really nice this year. They have superb designs by our artists. So please go check that out. But apart from that, stay tuned for Chile versus Spain. I have been Maito, joined here by Toph, and we will see you all later.